Good afternoon, President Chartrand.
Good afternoon, Naomi.
I just want to say thank you very much for the beautiful flowers and gift that I got from you.
Hey, you're so spoiled.
I am so spoiled. Thank you.
And tell Cowboy, he's got to leave the building out now. Elvis has left. So he didn't leave any buildings anymore. So he's in the new world. Anyways, okay, let's start off with some things, Jim. It's a Northwest regional meeting right now in Dauphin, and a building actually they own.
Yeah.
It used to be owned by, I think, Ukrainian Society. And it's a quite large building. It's like two churches actually between. Large hall. And so there's about 200 people there, and from all the surrounding communities, all the locals, and it's good to see such a good turnout as usual in these regions. And some of these regions have bigger crowds than the provincial assemblies in other provinces. So it's good to see such a nice crowd coming out here. And I was given such a beautiful sash today by Connie Henry. She weaves her own sashes, and she made me a sash as I believe in Métis. And of course, I came up with that slogan at least 20-something years ago, believe in yourself, believe in Métis.
Yeah.
And she weaved it. Oh, it's beautiful. I couldn't even wear it because I'm gonna put it on the wall in my office. So it's a stunning sash. So Connie, I hope somebody tells you that she's in a meeting there. She won't hear me, but I hope somebody tells her after that how pleased I am and how precious this will be to me. So I can't wait to show it to Gloria and the family and everybody else. And again, thank her. Also got a Riley Chartrand bought Foxy's gas bar, and he gave me. He still calls it Foxy's, and it's in one Pagozas. And we're talking about businesses this morning, about economic development, and how rural villages need to create more opportunity of small business jobs.
Right.
And how the Federation needs to bring resources to that. And I announced some today that we are going to have resources available for businesses to start, and small and medium-sized businesses. And so he said, let's throw out all ideas. Like, for example, I said, why aren't we going Saskatoon trees into a big field somewhere and having Saskatoon berry picking? Maybe let's try the blueberries that they have in British Columbia that grow in trees on the ground.
Right.
So let's throw out different ideas, and let's look if they can. Maybe they can't work here. Saskatoons will work. I don't know if blueberries would work in the context of trees, but we got to come up with some economic ideas. I said we can't. We look at the business commodities that are signed up. There's 500, I think, close to 600 in the Rotary, in the registry at the Little Rail Capital Corporation, and it's only, I think, 13 from Northwest, 5 from DePaul, 7 from Thompson. So that means the 500 and some are from the South. So the North is really lacking in the opportunities of economic growth. Mm-hmm. And so we need to put some resources. I announced that today as the president. We need to put some resources into our villages, into our communities, to come up with some of these plans and ideas of starting small business. Why, for example, I said in Duck Bay, population has got to be close to 300. Why isn't there a store? Like there's no store. You got to travel great. Is that because we don't support a store if we live there? Or is it because we just don't have the economics to start it or to drive? Because if you have a store, you got to be really committed, because that means you got to get, so if you open at 9, you got to be down 9 o'clock every morning. People expect it. And you got to, if you close at 6, you got to wait till 6. So you got to be devoted to your store every day. So it does take commitment, but at the end of the day, it'll give a good living to someone, and a family. So those are different things we're talking about here, and I think the people are very pleased. We talked about the farming and cattle ranchers that we supported. I think we gave out $6-point-something million. In total, 1.8 million went to here. Northwest got a large, out of 61, I think 28 of them come from here. Mm-hmm. And so, and 20 out of the 28, 22 are cattle ranchers. So altogether, 1.8 million in support, financial support, was given to these ranchers in this region. And let me tell you, they were very appreciative and very respectful to receive the grants from the MMF government. So again, it just shows that there's business out there, but we need to figure out how do we get better explore the opportunity of giving our small communities that chance, that opportunity. So those are the types of discussions we're having here. We're talking about, I talk about the hydro deal, where I thank Premier Stephenson again for fulfilling a commitment that was made to us by hydro before Pallister cut it off. And, although Heather Stephenson was a part of her, is the leadership, she became the leader. And she decided to do it differently. And she wanted a relationship with the Métis, and she agreed to settle this hydro deal, which is $28 million more than what we should have got 5-6 years ago. Because remember, we're supposed to get $82 million,
Right.
and in total, when he cut us off because he was fighting with the board, and he blamed us for the board resigning, which is absolutely ridiculous and wrong and a lie. So it's an outright lie.
Yeah.
And so, and he used us as his buffer not to take the blame, because it was all his fault. And I really appreciate Ed Stephenson doing the right thing and saying, look, no, let's fix this up, let's do it right. And now we got a settlement for $120 million, $28 million more than we should have got 5 years ago. So I think Drew, and I think definitely the Premier and her government, and moving forward on this deal. I think it's a damn good opportunity for our people to use that as an economic springboard, and definitely that'll be part of the agenda. But it's also going to do other things. We already purchased our camp. The camp is in Woodlands. It's going to be a sport and recreational camp. You heard me talk about it on a show before. Minister Janai will be working on that.
Yeah.
So athletes out there listening, we're going to have baseball camp, we're going to have hockey camp, we're going to have basketball camp, and so forth and so forth. And then we're going to bring our athletes out there to live in these camps for a certain amount of time and become hopefully better than they were. And before they came there, they'll be better when they leave. And so when they go out to compete somewhere else, there definitely will be a skill that they sought after by other institutions or bodies or just scouts, looking for some good players. So we're looking at that being quite a great opportunity for our athletic side. And then the youth camp is now done in the Duck Mountains. Mm-hmm. We came across, and Dustin was there representing us. And he came across a racist, a bigot, and who basically said our kids would have nothing but sex and drugs and drink, and that's how he sees us. That's how he sees our kids. And and he also made some threats of the kids going into his yard, which is a kilometer away, for crying out loud.
Right.
And if the kids go into his yard by some form of accident, he's willing. He said, "Don't blame him if he takes other actions on his own."
Oh, that's terrible.
So that's a threat. So Dustin did go see the police, and I'm going to follow up on that to see where the police are on that. That's a threat.
Yeah.
That's a threat to shoot our kids or hurt our kids if they get lost maybe in a bush and go 1 kilometer and show up in his land. He's going to harm them. So, but again, this is the type of individuals that live in that area, and then those are the ones they're the crazy ones in this country. I don't know. Maybe they come from the United States. I don't know where the hell they come from, but they're sure as hell not all there. But they're definitely they show their true colors when they start talking and showing how racist and discriminatory they are. But again, that youth camp's done, and that will start taking people come summer. Come springtime, we'll take throughout the winter. If you want to apply, get them out there, get their names in there as soon as you can, and then I think we should be able to get you signed up. And I said if a kid can't afford, there's some of our people who don't have the resources, but the camp is free, and we'll get them there. We'll pick them up, figure out how we get them to the camp, and we'll have either a small bus picking them up. And at the end of the day, if they don't have a sleeping bag, we'll buy them one. Because I want kids to really, our Métis kids to really have the chance and pleasure of enjoying a camp, where they can meet and make new friends, gain self-esteem about themselves, gain pride about themselves, understand themselves, know more about the environment and culture, know more about sports, and at the same time have some damn good meals and fun. So that's the role of the strategy we're rolling out, and I'm looking forward to that becoming effective as soon as possible. So again, but these are ongoing investments we're making, and I look forward to that. Tomorrow, of course, I'm in the Southwest. I'm in the Brandon Regional meeting tomorrow, and here, of course, I should not disrespect and not announce. The Vice President here, of course, is Francie Chartrand. She's also Minister of Health and Early Learning Childcare, which is her announcement last week. You're she convinced the province, the Minister of Childcare in Manitoba, Owasco. He's a minister. He's running an election, I think. Owasco. He actually came at the end of the day, he came and matched our $1 million, and we have $2 million to train the Ukrainian poor families that were most of their families have been killed or buildings destroyed. They came to Canada to seek refuge, and of course they don't have jobs, they don't have a chance unless somebody's out there to help them. So our Métis government's coming to their side, and we have a lot of intermarriages now with Ukrainian families. And so right now we're going to hire 25 of them, train them, and they'll be working in our early child care centers. And we need about 200 to 300 staff there. So we're still hoping that more and more of our Métis citizens apply. The funding's there for them to get the certification, because they need a certification to work in early child care. because you have to have certification to work there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're telling them, get your training, we'll pay for it, and then you have a guaranteed job for the rest of your life. So let's hope that more and more of our citizens and our grandparents and parents are listening. Tell their kids, look, there's a chance for you to have a full-time job for the rest of your life. Take that course, get it, and become employed and take care of your family. So again, that's something coming, and those are ongoing. We're building 8 more early child care centers across the province. I think we already built 8, and we're going to build 8 more. So we're very well commented by the Government of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
They're very, very proud of the Métis government. Other Métis organizations, we're a government, other Métis organizations, they didn't do that. They didn't build daycare centers to build more spaces. They did supplement programs, and it truly shows that they didn't have the vision of trying to fulfill the need that's out there. A lot more of our parents that have jobs and have kids, young couples, they need daycare in order to keep on working. So these daycare centers are essential to happen, and I, again, thank France for that. So also Richard Janai Sports and Youth, and he's the one that's going to be leading a lot of these sports activities that you heard me speak of, and Associate Minister Peter Fleming, Natural Resources, Environment, and Climate Change. Now, that's the camp in Duck Mountain. It'll be focused on that. Same thing with Pine Dock. I was there this week, and I think Alfred Lee for his hospitality. And that one is, again, there's caves, and there's, as you know, that area, there's eagles and birds of all species.
Yeah.
There's Lake Winnipeg, great fishing. So that has 5 cabins in a house, and that will be fixing those cabins throughout the winter, and they'll be ready for rent come springtime. So that'll be available. But in the future, we're looking for a bigger initiative investment there, and that's something we're hoping will turn into a great dividends and resources for the MMF government. On birthdays, let's get some birthdays out of the way so I don't forget them.
Okay.
Happy 83rd birthday going out to Doreen Johnson. We'll celebrate her birthday on August 11th. And I want to say happy birthday to Mervyn Mayer. That's Minister Judy Mayer's husband. You know, the Mayer family. Yeah. I think they have a birthday every week.
They do.
Yeah, and so she is celebrating. That's on August 13th. And that's Judy's husband. And happy 43rd birthday to Richard Janai, his wife Maribel, out in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
She's making her way eventually into Canada, and they got married this year, and he's been with her now, I think, 4 years or 5, and she's a very lovely lady, and I can't wait for her to come into Canada, and she's part of our family now.
Definitely.
So congratulations going to Gavin Giesbrick, a climate specialist at EIRM. Marcy's department was getting married on Saturday, August 12th. Happy birthday, happy wedding, Gavin, and to your wife's name here. So we're happy. Welcome to the Métis family, whoever she is. And I also want to do a couple condolences. I want the Richard family and the loss of Sam Richard in Camperville. Our prayers and thoughts go out to the family. And also condolences to the Ledoux family and the loss of Jim Ledoux. Of course, that's Joan Ledoux's previous husband, Jim. And from Camperville, they're having service there. I think it's a private service. So again, that's important aspects out to the events. But there's also one tomorrow morning which I can attend. It's in my schedule, but then the region was called, so the region takes precedence. I got to be at the regional meeting in Brandon. But the Blessed Margaret Catholic Community of annual, I can't say the word. It's a diocese. I think it's like something like that.
Diocese. Oh, okay. That's how you say it. I couldn't
couldn't
say it either.
My accent doesn't let me say those words. And it's a pilgrimage, of course, at the Grotto of the Notre Dame of the Lords of St. Malo. So that is a beautiful place. That's I'm jealous I can't be there tomorrow on August 13th. Starts at Mass 11 o'clock, followed by lunch served by the KC, and then $10 for lunch for 16 and over. And again, it's a place to go. There's been many miracles recorded there. And people going there and with illnesses and praying and continuing to visit the holy site in St. Malo, and miracles above of taking care of their illness, and I guess some of them are the lucky ones that somebody was listening at the time of their prayer and helped them through their hard time. So again, it's such an important place, and I look forward to going, and hopefully next year there will be no regional meeting, so I can go there. Yeah. So the old cross, we did fix it. It's back. It's going to be back up. The other cross we got from Jordan is going to be placed in a new place, maybe at the Heritage Center. We're not sure we're going to be placing that one. And the old cross is now back in fighting form as usual and looking beautiful and providing, again, those healing times that people really need when they're sick. Also, I stopped at a Métis business out in I got this guy supposed to help me. All right, he's standing there in the woodlands, and it's in it's Lacties and Lilies. It's not advertised in the highway. Would you believe that? Little Métis business, like I said. A beautiful little restaurant, sells a bunch of little things in there. I bought some for my wife there and some stuff. But she has great homemade lunches there. And I said, how come you're not advertising? Maybe the MMF government can assist. He said, no, because we were thinking about advertising in the highway, but then we got worried that if we get too much customers, that we can't serve our regular customers. And that's smart thinking, because they're thinking we have regulars that come here, we're busy all the time, from the community. But if we advertise, our restaurant's not big enough, it's not made for a bigger size, and then we get too much customers, and then we got to, it disrupt our services to our regular customers. Oh. Yeah, so they said it's not about, sometimes, clearly she is saying it's not just about making money, it's about also pleasing your customer and making them feel so comfortable and enjoying your meal. So I was very proud of her, and I met her father at a yard sale for crying out loud of all places. It's called Lilies and Locks. So just stop by if you're ever driving and want a nice little cup, and they make fresh coffee there. Yeah. Yourself, Naomi, if you're ever driving there, number 6 at Woodlands at Lilies, look for Lilies and Locks. There's no sign. Just drive into the town, you'll find Lilies and Locks.
I'm going to because my son's grandparents live in Woodlands. So
well, then you'll have to take a pop in there and go have a. They're a lunch, I think, and breakfast restaurant. Nice. Not a supper restaurant. So, but again, it's such a pleasure to see a little Métis business like that when I'm traveling. And I was telling my team here, we need to do more of that. I need to stop more places, and because I'm always rushing to the next meeting, the next place, Lilies and Lattes, coffee shop. That's what it's called. Oh, Lilies and Lattes. April's giving me one name, it's wrong, and Dustin's proving her wrong by showing it on the internet. Yeah. So, anyways, that's good competition against these two. It's good to see that they're on the ball. Anyways, but again, it's when you look at the business community, I need to start stopping a lot more and visiting some of the people, because I'm so busy at meetings. We're rushing to the next meeting, and I don't take enough time to go pop by, say hi to people, because people truly are so pleased to see me walk in their business, and they believe in me so much. And I should still take the time a little bit to stop, and that's why I've instructed my team now. And when we're traveling, maybe stop at a house and say hi, and stop at a business and say hi, and then keep on going, and just to show that they matter and they're important. And to me, they're always important. Like the father was here this morning, and we gave him a gift, Father Napoleon, and he said David made a speech one time and never forgot his words. He'll never forget where he came from, and that's true. I'll never forget where I come from. And so, no matter who I am and who I become, and I'll never forget who I always will be. My mom always said that, So what it means in Soto, don't ever forget where you come from, she said. So meaning I grew up poor, I grew up with a loving family, and I grew up caring, and I'll always be that person, not my nose up in the air because I got a few bucks in my pocket, Yeah. So that's something I'll never want to lose. And so again, I'll close off my report. I want to say something, Oliver. I want to thank Larson. I want to congratulate Larson, firstly, Anderson, chief of Norrie House. I was so impressed. He was able to get Johnny Reid to come all the way to Norrie House on the airport, and he had to cancel. And not because he didn't want to go. I spoke to Johnny. I talked to Johnny Reid. I talked to him a lot, and we became friends several years ago at a function and in England. And from there, we kept on texting each other back and forth, and we've always been texting each other now for years. And so I saw that he did not show there was a cancellation. So I texted him as soon as I got back from Pine Dock. I said, what happened? He said, I was in Winnipeg. He said, I'm so disappointed. I was looking so much forward. He said, I love going to these small places and these small villages and communities like this. He said, because you're right with the people. He said, I want to be with the people. I love being with the people. And I was looking forward to going to Norrie House. But I guess the airline, Perimeter, I think it was Perimeter, I'm not sure, I shouldn't say the name of the airline, but there was mechanical problems on the charter flight. So he couldn't go. He was at the airport here waiting to go to Norrie House, and he couldn't go. And so, again, I want to commend the chief, of course, Anderson, for doing that, and achieving that and getting them booked. It takes a lot of planning and strategy. So, Larson Anderson, I want to commend you again. I look forward to seeing you in the future. He and I got to get along very well. And but I was just when I texted Johnny yesterday, he's on a flight. I said, "Why don't you phone him 80 hour?" He said, "I'm on a flight tomorrow at 12." He said, "So he's going to another concert or something somewhere." But he said, I wish the people would know that I really am disappointed I couldn't be there. I wanted to be there. I really wanted to perform for the people, and I know that I was going to be well appreciated, and I really respect that. I just feel so bad. He said, So again, so all the people in Norway House, he said, I hope I still can come there one day. I really want to come to Norway House, and so I'm sure Chief Larson will get that arranged and organize that, and that'll be a big event. And if I am free, I'll try to get myself to Norway House. I love Johnny Reid. I think he's a great artist and a great Canadian artist, and I think he would have made everybody so proud in Norway House, and I think he will one day. So with that being said, I'll say goodbye, and safe travels to my wife. I think she's coming to Brandon today to meet me, and she's got meetings there Monday, Tuesday, and then I'll be in the region tomorrow. So I did that already. So I want to say again to everyone out there, keep on believing and being proud of who you are. And keep on believing in our elders, help your elders out when you need them. Sometimes cutting somebody's lawn makes so much a difference, or just maybe hauling in some wood. A lot of our people still burn firewood, or just picking up garbage in somebody's yard and walking away and say, don't have to say who you are.
Yeah.
Or if you want to, go say, I hope everything else I can do is just give me a shout. And that's what I was talking about this morning. Let's not lose ourselves. Let's not lose who we were, what we're all about. As a people, we're always kind. We care for others. We help our neighbor. We don't bring them down.
No.
Let's stay away from that, and let's not let that jealousy and that corruption of jealousy come into our families, into our communities, because that's what kills us, and that's what hurts. And families fight families, and on and on and on, and nothing ever happens. Because one is always bringing down the other family, and the other family bringing down the other family. Nothing will happen in that community, and you don't want your young kids to be raised that way, thinking the negative, right? You want them to think positive.
Right.
And my mom taught us that art. She never went to school, but my mom was smart, man. She taught us not to be jealous of others and always be proud of others if they're good. And if you want the same thing, then work hard.
Yeah.
You'll get the money, and you'll buy it. So again, it's very clear. Some of that has crept into our villages, and we need to break away from that. Let's support each other, stand with each other, and help each other. And that's what like when our graveyard funerals happen, right?
Yeah.
Everybody used to join. Everybody put somebody would walk door to door and ask for support financially. People would give whatever they have, $5, $2, $10, $20, whatever they had, and to help lower the cost for the family with their loved one. And then other people would cook and bring all the food to the hall or wherever, the house, and then people would all chip in. People all pile up together to dig the hole at the graveyard. I remember how much holes we dug in the graveyard, quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so people are always there to help in some way. So. And like Gloria Campbell, I was talking about last week or a week before I was in Duck Bay. Gloria Campbell and I were talking about the past. She said, I remember so-and-so neighbor, they ran a sugar, they were at our house. We ran a sugar, we're at their house, with a cup. They bore a cup of sugar, So it's just such a helpful way of, we help each other. She said, those are such my treasured times, she said, of growing up as a kid and watching our parents as they always helped others, and we got help from others too. So, and that's true. That's exactly like the house I grew up. Like Grandpa got it from leftover lumber, leftover logs, and whatever he could make, scraped together to build my mom a house. So, it was the second ugliest house, but it was at least not the ugliest. It was the second ugliest, but it was still a house. We still had great love in there, and great memories. And I'd never replace that in a million years.
What I also like? I like when people just randomly give you a compliment. Like you look great today, or stuff like that. That's really nice to hear, and it can totally change your day.
Yeah, exactly. And this, I took this counseling once when I was in I'll arrest off the case off the phone now, but I took this counseling once when I was going into probation services, and this he's passed on now, but he's a psychologist. His name was Pascaglia, and I listened to a lot of his tapes, and he counsels you how to take control of your emotions, and he makes sense. He says, at the end of the day, he said, let's understand, you have full control of your emotions. Only you, no one else. He said, others can trigger those emotions. Others can poke you, shove you, call you a name, and trigger your emotion to react. But you control the emotion. You decide what emotion you want to use. So he said, no matter what, if you find yourself in the most difficult times, hardest times where your emotions are struggling and whatever, pain, happiness, whatever you feel you're in, but if your emotions are being challenged in a negative way, he said, I want you to reflect your thoughts. Go back, he said. Go back in time since you were a child, and take yourself forward now. And somewhere in that space of time, he said, there was a time you found the most peace and the place of awe, where you're just such in a great state of mind, peaceful, and just a peace of heart. He said, you'll find that. It's got to happen once, somewhere, no matter how miserable your life is. Somewhere in that time span, you had a place where you were just in a sense of calm and happiness or feeling so well. He said, now when you think negative, when you react, when you get mad, or you want to scrap, you want to fight, he said, stop, take a deep breath, take yourself back to that place where you remember. Where, for me, I told others, and this is me. For me, it was in the lake shore of Duck Bay. There was that big tree by the lake shore. Mm-hmm. When I go sit there and under the shade and watch the water as it came splashing into the shoreline, and I'd see the crystal-like diamond, in the water glistening, right?
Yeah.
And I close my eyes and I just feel the wind against my face, and that brought me such a state of calm. So I taught myself when I was a probation officer how to control my emotions, and every time I'd get triggered to be mad or angry, I'd take myself to that place in Duck Bay, close my eyes, take myself there, and then control my emotions. So that taught me how to be controlling my emotions. I don't let anger control me all day. I don't get mad all day, so I take myself to a place of calm, mm-hmm. and then I feel good. So that counseling really helped me a lot in my growing up in my years. So that's the point I think people need to look at. We've got to figure out how do we not stay angry at others, not stay mad at others, or not be jealous of others. Yeah. How do we be happy? Like you're absolutely right, Naomi. If somebody's walking, they say, boy, you look good. It's like I told that lady today, you have beautiful eyes. Or she had just greenish-looking eyes. And my wife won't get jealous, trust me. She knows that because my wife's got beautiful eyes, too.
Yeah.
But I like those eyes. And I said to her, well, you got beautiful eyes. Oh, she said, thank you. She had a big smile. And I was being honest. I wasn't flirting, or she had beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt to say something complimentary at times to other people. Or else, like I said, go help somebody if they need help. If you see somebody struggling to fill up their car from a grocery store, go run there and help them. Yeah. It'll make them feel good when they drive home. So anyways, that's part of the ending of this story. And we'll talk to you next Saturday. And Judy Mears out there already waving at me.
Okay.
She wants me to get back to work here. And she wants, again, special big kiss to her husband back in DePaul. Oh. And I'm in DePaul. Next weekend, I'm in DePaul. So next weekend, your Cowboy will find me in DePaul.
Okay.
Okay, guys, take care. And again, Chief Anderson, kudos to you, man. And Johnny Reid is so feeling so bad he couldn't get to your community. And I hope you get him there yet. And maybe we'll get him at the Federation, too, eventually, because he is a great artist. We'll talk to you guys next Saturday.
Okay, you take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.